Welcome back to Lehman Library, Marilyn Storytime. I'm so excited to share another story with you this week. I have lots of fun things planned for this year, and today's story is called Jack and the Beanstalk. Now, there are lots of different versions of Jack and the Beanstalk. Some are very simple, some are a little bit more elaborate, and some have a new twist on it. So wait and see what this one does for you. So if you haven't heard this one, you might want to check it out here at the library. So Jack, surprisingly enough, sometimes didn't do what his mother told him. One time she sent him out to go get a rake, and he ended up coming back with a chocolate cake. One time she asked him to go get some wood, and he ended up walking through the woods. I don't know if he just didn't pay attention or if he didn't understand, but sometimes he didn't always do what she wanted him to do. Well, this particular time, it's no wonder Jack came home. He was supposed to go sell the cow, and he came back with some magic beans. Now, it wouldn't be so bad, but his mother said, "We need to sell that cow, Jack, because we don't have any food to eat." And so he took the cow to market. He didn't really want to get rid of Bessie, but he took it to market, and the man said, "I have these 5 magic beans. All you need to do is plant them, and that'll be the answer to all your problems. You'll have everything you ever need." Well, when he showed the beans to his mom, she was not happy. She looked at those beans and she took them up and she threw them up in the air and they went out the window. And she was so mad and sent Jack to his room. Well, they slept that night, and the next day they looked out the window and there was a big beanstalk. It had grown and grown and grown outside the window, and it was the biggest beanstalk they had ever seen. It went all the way up into the clouds and way beyond the clouds. They had never seen anything like that before in their whole life. So Jack, being as curious as he was, he said, "I'm going up the beanstalk." His mother said, no, because I don't know what's going to happen to you. But he went anyway. He climbed and he climbed up that beanstalk, and he got all the way up to the top, and he even went through the clouds, and he discovered it was almost like another country, and he found this huge castle. He had never seen anything like that before, and he was so excited. He immediately walked up to the castle, and it was as large as it was. He knocked on the big giant door, and a little lady that was normal size, she came to the door and she says, "What do you want?" He said, "I was just looking for some food. Maybe you have a morsel for me to eat." She said, "You better get out of here fast. My husband's a big giant, and he'll have you for dinner." She said, "You better get in here and get something fast because he's about to wake up." Well, she gave him some food to eat, and no sooner had he eaten it, he heard some rumbling and some big stomping, and she said, "Quick, under the table." So he hid under the tablecloth, and he came in stomping and smelling. He said, "Fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell a visitor. Yum, yum, yum. Fish or fowl, cold or hot. I will cook him in my pot. Where is he?" She said, "I don't think there's anybody here. I think your smeller must not be working very good." She says, "But I've got dinner ready for you, and it's really good." She says, "Why don't you sit down and eat?" Well, he looked all over the house. He looked in the closets and in the pantry. He knew somebody was there, but he never looked under the table. So he finally sat down and ate his dinner, and he started to eat, and he got so tired and sleepy that he fell asleep. Well, while he was sleeping, Jack woke up and he thought, what am I going to do? Well, it just so happened the giant had a golden goose. Not a golden goose, it was a goose that laid a golden egg. And he found this goose, and he took that goose from the giant, and he thought, if I have these golden eggs, that will be perfect. So he took the goose home with him, and he ran down back to Beanstalk, and the lady said, no, bring that goose back. But Jack was gone before she knew it. Well, he took the goose home with the golden eggs, and his mother was like, "Oh my goodness, this will be the answer to all our problems," because every time they said lay, 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 that goose laid another egg. So they were able to get rid of those eggs and buy some new cows, and they could buy a new farm, and they had all the things that they could ever wish for. But Jack, being as curious as he was, decided he should climb back up that beanstalk. So he did. He climbed back up later, not right away, of course. He went back later up to the beanstalk to see what else he could find, and he knocked on that door again. And the little lady said, I can't believe you've come back here. You have your nerve. You stole my husband's goose, and he's so mad. He is going to eat you for sure for dinner. He said, well, I was just checking to see if you didn't have something else for us to eat. She says, well, sit over here and I'll get you something to eat, but you better hurry because my husband will be waking soon. And no sooner had she said that, oh, he started waking up. She immediately took Jack and threw him in the oven and shut the door. Oh, Jack was a little bit afraid because he knew that giant was big. Well, that giant came out and said, fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell a visitor, yum, yum, yum. Fish or fowl, cold or hot, I'll cook him up inside my pot. Where is he? She said, I don't think you have it. There's nobody here that I know of. He looked everywhere. He looked behind the curtains. He looked in the bedrooms. He looked everywhere, but he couldn't find Jack. He didn't look in the oven. Well, he sat down to eat his dinner once again, and when he got done eating dinner, he said, go get me my sack of coins. So his wife went and got the coins. It just so happened he had a sack full of golden coins, and he said, roll, roll, roll. And the coins came rolling out, and it was so much gold, it laid all over the table, and the giant got so tired from counting all his money that he fell asleep on the table. Well, that's when Jack sneaked out of the oven, and when the giant's wife wasn't looking, he grabbed that sack of coins, and he ran down the beanstalk. And the wife tried to catch him. Stop, bring that back. But he got away. He took that home to his mom. She was like, Jack, I can't believe it. We not only have a new farm and some cattle and all sorts of things, but we have all the coins we could ever need. We don't need anything more. You don't go up that beanstalk anymore. So he didn't for a long time. But after a while, Jack thought, you know, that beanstalk is still here. Maybe I'll go back up one more time and just see what I can do. And with that, he climbed back up that beanstalk, and sure enough, he knocked on that door, and she said, I am just shocked. You have your nerve, she said, to come back here. My husband is so angry, he will eat you for sure. And she was all ready to get him hidden, and he hid in a tub, like a wash barrel tub. And she said, you better get in there because I hear him coming. And sure enough, fee, fi, fo, fum, he said. Oh, I smell a visitor, yum, yum, yum. Fish or fowl, cold or hot, I'll put him in my big old pot. And he was going to eat him. Oh, my goodness, he thought, what am I going to do? He looked all over the house, still couldn't find him. The giant sat down to eat, and he said, bring me my golden harp. And he had a golden harp that played the most beautiful music. He played and played and played, and the harp even played by itself. Oh, and he finally fell asleep. And with that, Jack grabbed that harp, got out of the barrel, grabbed that harp, and he started down the beanstalk. And the giant's wife said, wait a minute, I'm coming too. And she ran down the beanstalk with him, and that when the music stopped playing, the giant was furious. He thought, oh, I'm going to catch them all and eat them. He ran and tried to catch them, and he bellowed so loud that he knocked all the beans off the beanstalk, and they were ready down to the ground. And needless to say, the giant was afraid of heights. He looked all the way down. He thought, ooh, I can't go down there. And he never did catch them. So the giant's wife and Jack's mother and Jack all lived a happily ever after life, and they never needed anything anymore. And I don't know what the giant's doing, and if you ever run across any of those beans, you better plant them because they might be magical. I hope you enjoyed that story. Like I said, there's lots of Jack and the Beanstalk stories. This one was a little different than some, but I hope you'll come to the library and check out some of those books and some other fairy tale books and folktale books. They're all fun to read and really sparks the imagination. So come back and see us soon. Thank you for tuning in today. Bye-bye.